must think we got a lot of garbage to do. We got 3 cans back there.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Dole.
Present.
Mr. Niehaus. Present. Mr. Heiss.
Present. Okay, the approval of the minute for the regular meeting, July 8th, 2019. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
I'll second.
Any addition or correction? If none, roll call, please.
Mr. Dole.
Yay.
Mr. Niehaus. Yes. Mr. Heiss.
Yes. Okay, approval to pay the bill as presented. Do I have a motion to approve?
Sure.
I'll make
How
that
we should
motion.
do.
A second?
I'll second.
Anything you want to talk about, Bob?
No, they were pretty
Okay.
standard.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Dole.
Yes.
Mr. Niehaus.
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes.
I want to add, sorry about that, approval of the minutes for the public budget meeting,
That's what I just handed him.
which was also held July 8th,
You got a
2019.
copy?
Hmm?
You got a copy?
Yeah, I got that. That's my copy.
Your copy. I have a copy.
Sorry I didn't put
Here
that
you
in
go.
there, but
Here. I'll get 2.
Oh,
Got your copy.
you good, Chucks.
Okay.
I know something different.
Okay, I also need approval of special meetings, slide the
public,
8th.
public budget meeting.
Yeah, slide the 8th, 2019 at 6:30 for our public budget meeting, tax budget for 2020.
I'll
Yeah.
make that motion.
Need a second? Roll call, please.
Mr. Dole.
Yes.
Mr. Niehaus. Mr. Heiss.
Yes. Okay. Call upon us. Mr. Niehaus, do you have anything?
The only thing I have is this invitation to the groundbreaking of the new schools.
Wow.
Everybody got them? Which is, I think,
August 23rd or Friday.
August 23rd, Crosby Elementary is at 10 a.m.
Exciting.
Anything else?
That's it.
Do you have anything, Chris?
Nope, that's all I got. Correspondence also.
I don't have any new one. The only one I have is the groundbreaking. Okay,
So do you have none, Mr. Heiss?
right. The only one, it's the same one as Jim had.
All right.
Okay, Sheriff's Department, please.
Looks like in the month of July, there was 102 calls for service in the township. 2 cases were assigned to our detectives. 1 case was closed out, and that case could have been this year, last year. It's just 1 case was closed out. Total of 4 reports generated in the township. 3 were criminal, 1 was non-criminal, 6 auto accidents, and the traffic report I'll submit to the trustees. That was prepared by Sergeant Raker. Besides that, I have nothing else, and something that you guys have of concern.
I guess school start August the 20th, is that correct?
I think that's what, one of our guys out here is real close with the township, with the school, and we're gonna do a couple of drills with them within the first couple of weeks of the school, so.
Okay.
We'll have a sheriff there on the,
Opening day?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll have, guys
Okay.
make sure they're at. I'm sure traffic will be a little congested. And I'll actually probably see if, Steve will get have the details start that morning.
Down here at the Drive Fork, New Haven, at the Mount Hope Road thing there, when cars are coming eastbound on Drive Fork and they're gonna turn left on New Haven to go back to the Parks of Whitewater that way, is there any way we can keep them from crossing? They sit across the lane. You know what I'm saying? They don't stay in their right lane, they'll cut across, and then you can't come from here and go that way because they're across the lane. I don't know if you ever noticed, anyone else ever noticed that they do that? What?
I said that.
Some of them do it a little bit, some of them are way across, and it's like, I don't know what we can do, but it's gonna be a bad wreck every one of these days.
There's been a couple bad wrecks there already that,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's intersections, I believe, is gonna be reworked here in the future.
I've been working on getting a meeting together with the 4 different entities, and we're having a hard time getting a date set up between the county engineer and us and the city of Harrison and the park district to try and, but we've been working on them. Hopefully, we're gonna be meeting sometime within the next month. I've got 3 different dates I'm trying to work out. It's vacations, everything else. I just trying to get 4 different people there.
Since Shore Road's closed down, it's a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, these guys are, come down through there and everybody's like, there's this guy sitting across the road and it's like, what do you do?
But I'll mention it to the guys out here as they're traveling that way, just kind of pay attention to it and see what happens.
And the school gonna open up too, so you will have even more traffic. Because the school bus.
There's a white line right at the stop sign in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not supposed to go across the white line.
You're not supposed to, but they do. They sit in there, it's like,
They're supposed to drive the speed limit too, but they don't.
No, yeah.
We know how that all works.
Yeah, that's why
The
we
guys will do the guys will do their best to make sure we pay.
and I don't know how you could stop that. I don't know if a sign or,
It's really just leaving your marked lane of travel.
I mean, stay in. And I don't know, you know, up there on, another thing that would help a lot of it too would, up there at Ebenezer and Hutchinson, they got that sign that says, and I don't know who put it there, to use your turn signal if you're gonna turn.
But the county engineers would have to put that signal up.
Okay. You know, it just says, it's just a sign that says, use your turn signal if you're turning. You know what I'm talking about, Bob? When you come.
I drive past it every day.
Because
so
you could
yes.
drive straight down
And,
Hutchinson if you're
and
not gonna turn.
people still don't use their turn
I
signal.
know, but it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be up to the county engineers if someone, I don't know who out of you 3 deals with them the most.
Yeah,
Some-
I do. So, yeah, I can call them.
Signs are pretty easy to
yeah.
put up.
And another sign I seen that I liked is the sheriff's signs down in Whitewater Township about crime watch sign. If you come down Suspension Road, get to Lawrenceburg and it's right where there's one right there. Saying about like if you see something,
Okay.
but it's a,
It's not neighborhood crime watch thing, is it?
no,
That's
it's a
group.
sheriff's sign.
I remember I have to drive by and take a look at it tomorrow.
It's like, it's got the sheriff's name and everything on
Okay.
it. But I don't know if the sheriff's paid for it. I think it's Whitewater might have paid for it.
Whitewater may have paid for it.
But it's different. Looks more official than the little neighborhood crime watch sign. So I just thought maybe we can find out where them
Okay.
came from. We can put them in a couple spots.
I can find that out for you.
All right,
I'll get back with you.
that's it. Me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public at large? Nothing? Nobody?
4-H report? Get a 4-H fair report?
I was gone.
No $500 Thanksgiving this year.
They bought me a turkey, and so I have turkey in my name, so that's all I know. It's gone too long. I'm still not in control of everything yet.
Okay, Alan.
Okay, at the last meeting, we talked about amending the Crosby Township Property Maintenance Code. I am in the process of that. It's turned out to be a larger project than I thought. Over the past 10 years, there have been a lot of changes. We base it on the International Code Council's version, and there's been a lot of changes over the years. So I hope by the next meeting, I'll have a draft for everyone to review. I'm going to let Rick talk about a couple of pending items that we dealt with at the last meeting that have gotten resolved. We did use the property maintenance code, and we got some things corrected, so I'll wait until Rick gets here. He's here tonight, correct? Yeah. He can tell you what happened.
They're resolved.
Resolved.
One of them don't look like it.
Talk to Rick. That's all I have.
Okay. Harry, a written report. Did you get any bid? We talked last time before we do anything in the parking lot. You get an updated bid on the electric outlets? The one we had, I think it was from a couple of years ago.
I think it was the
Yeah,
electric bid to run it out to the,
yeah.
I just met with him, Kiss Electric, he's gonna call you or me, one of the two, about rerouting the lights and everything for the light pole and that. And then he's gonna give us a bid on another pole on the other side. Match it.
What, have you held Husak off them for a while, or what?
I haven't talked to him. He was gonna start this week, he said.
Yeah, but you can't start till we get the pole going.
He's gonna dig it out and that.
Yeah, you can dig around it.
Yeah, you can dig it out.
He's supposed to be getting with you or me, one or two right away. I told him we need it, done.
The poles just gotta be done and get Husak, we can dig around,
Yeah.
but we're talking about.
No, you
putting
need a
line-
pole, just get the pipe in. Yeah, at least get the pipe in. You don't have to get the poles or the
Well,
pole
the pipes will
bases.
be on the outside of the parking lot.
Right.
So we don't have to worry about that. Parking lot can go in, but, we gotta get the light pole out of the middle of the parking lot.
Right.
And then we wanna run a pipe across the parking lot to get electric out to the
Picnic shelter.
picnic shelter, so we're gonna
Someday.
told Harry to take his little backhoe from the John Deere and dig it right along the edge of this, but to wait for Kiss to get the electric turned on before he starts.
Yeah. That would help.
He was talking about, he said he thought it was in the pipe, and but I dug up here in the pipe. It's just wire about that deep. So he said he'd go up the side and then cross across through the parking lot before, put together the light.
I know it's in pipe over to that pole anyway, because we get, there's a number of circuits. Up there's just one circuit, so they probably just did direct burial. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought they could direct bury it in a commercial place, though.
Well, there's a number of things about this building, right, that Harry will give you a background on that.
I know background on it. Guess that's it.
Anything else? Yeah. Okay. The fire department.
Okay, July run totals 25 EMS details. There are 14 fire details for 39 in total. Finley Fire Equipment was out to do preventive maintenance on engine 28 and says it went very well. And they received 8 full-time applications for firefighter, paramedic, written tests and interview will be given in August, and the next step after that will be physicals and stress tests in early September. That's all I have.
Okay.
Do you know how many of them were in-house?
I don't know who they all are.
Jason told me we got 4 in-house and 4 outside.
Well, that's good.
I can't believe that's all the people who applied for that.
I don't know.
That's better than what I thought.
Really?
Yeah, they said they were having a hard time finding them. You got 8 applied. That's pretty good.
Okay. I guess we're ready for Brenda.
All right. Well, I'll tell you all what's going on with the seniors. We've been pretty busy here lately, and I'm really proud of them. It's kind of exciting. They have a new program planning committee among themselves. We have a new volunteer group, And I'm working with them to begin to assess what the group might want to do and become part of the planning process. And it's been fun for us. We've been meeting weekly. They're also working on activities and performances that we want to bring in, and we're going to start doing some new things in here and have some little concert venues, maybe a coffee house. We just got all kind of good ideas going on. Pretty much fun. We just came back from Augusta, Kentucky. We had an overnight there at a local bed and breakfast, and we have a lot of pictures, so we'll be sharing those out in the foyer there. Tomorrow we've made arrangements with the Friends of Whitewater Shakers at the Shaker houses. So instead of having our meeting here, we're going to meet at the houses and they're going to do a talk and we'll do a tour. And then we'll come back here and have lunch and bingo with our brand new bingo set that we got from a grant that I wrote. So it's going to be a big day tomorrow for all of us. They're planning on the 19th to go to Seymour, Indiana to a national wildlife refuge, lunch at a local diner, and then off to Columbus, Indiana, where they want to look at the architecture. And if I say this right, there's a 1900 old-fashioned ice cream parlor called Zaharakos, and they're excited about going there. But anyway, I've been there before with them a couple times, and it's really fancy, good old piles of ice cream. At any rate, there's that. Then on the 22nd, they're going to be at Cabana on the River for their dinner out, their monthly dinner out. Just a little quick update. The chair volleyball team is halfway through its season, and they're currently enjoying more members than they've had for a while, so that's fun. Wii bowling is still going strong. One of our team members last week scored a 299. We all celebrated that. Line dancers are still dancing, and then I'm in conversation with a yoga instructor who was here for the health fair. She lives here in New Haven, and we're going to work on a program where she'll come in maybe during the day for the seniors and do some stretching yoga, and then I'm going to run something in the evening for the community that'd like to do regular yoga. So we're just talking right now, but I'm hoping to come up with some proposal on that. And then I've also had an inquiry about having square dancing here. We've got a square dance caller that already has an existing group, and people can come join, but we've already got some dancers. So it's a lively place, and we're having fun. And if you look behind me, we already got half of the community up on the wall, so that's good. We celebrate.
Yeah.
And that's all my report. Thank you.
Okay.
You want
Excellent.
to congratulate Dennis on his 299. I figured he's the one I'm figuring Dennis is the one who rolled the 299.
My week bowling is not quite that good yet.
It was Angie Engel lives over by the fire hall. Well, you could come and join, and we can work with you.
He's there. He's ready. He's waiting.
He's just waiting. All right. It's good.
Better at week golf.
Oh, I've never done that. Maybe you could become our new instructor and teach our group.
Okay. I guess we're ready for Fiscal Officer Bob.
Yes, it is Premier Energy Program pick time, and I gave the trustees a copy of our choices. I know a few years ago we did some research. We looked into which one was the best, and we kind of stayed with what we had been doing. Looks like there's basically two choices here: the Gold Cap program, and then the prepay program. I know in the past, I believe we've done the prepay.
Yep.
The deadline is August 31st, so I think it's important for us to decide today if that's possible.
Well, I'll make a motion we stay with the same one we've had.
Prepay program.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been on that for a number of years. That's been working out good for us, so
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody want to second that?
I can second it. Okay. Any discussion? That it? I guess we're ready for roll call.
Mr. Dole?
Yes.
Mr. Niehaus? Mr. Heiss?
Yes.
Okay. Then it's prepay program.
Yeah. Okay. Zoning, welcome.
Good evening. We had 12 zoning permits issued last month. And we completed 2 zoning appeal and zoning commission meetings also. Any questions?
Told them you would talk about the property maintenance code and our successes.
As far as the property maintenance code goes, Alan put together our plan of action, which pretty much I issue a violation or a ticket. The sheriff then will deliver the ticket, but before that, then Alan, if there's a problem, will issue another letter coming from our attorney's office. And then the ticket will be issued by the sheriff, and then they will be cited to court, and then I would have to appear in court at the time we decide to put the whole thing together.
But we did resolve the one.
We resolved one. That person, well, she got rid of most stuff, but then she started accumulating more again, which we've got to check out again. And then there was one other address, and that person is in a nursing home and can't address the problem.
That might be the one that, yeah.
Which one's on the point?
That's the one where the son owned most of the cars and got rid of a lot of the junk that was there. But then I drove by and started accumulating more. So we're going to have to do another letter.
What happened was, we issued a citation, and we told them that they had to appear in court. We had a court date scheduled, and then the owner called and told me that she had taken care of it. I called Rick. Rick did a drive-by, and Rick was satisfied at that point in time that we canceled the hearing because you had done the drive-by and seen that they had taken the effort to do the things that you had cited them for.
Correct.
And that's the problem with property maintenance code. They could go back and do the same thing, and you have to go back and cite them again.
Which is where I did another drive-by, and there was more. They brought more stuff in, but then I did another drive-by, and that stuff was gone. So it's like in and out right now. Now I have to do another drive-by and see where they're at with it. All of a sudden now they've got a tent erected to hide some stuff, but that's where we're at with it.
Yeah, I drove by today, and it's just a total mess. You know, it's not one blade of grass growing. They got so much junk piled up everywhere in that yard.
Well, we'll just, get another letter out and tell them we'll just go to court again. And this time we're not going to back off of it.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were making the effort. They were loading up pickup trucks full of stuff and getting it out of there. But that's the procedure.
Yeah. Yeah.
May I ask just an ordinary kind of layman's question, but what is not acceptable or acceptable? Is there some kind of standard, like it's okay to have a certain amount of junk in your yard or not, or how does that work?
Well, it wasn't so much junk. I was concerned about vehicles. Unlicensed vehicles, inoperable vehicles. That's what I dealt with on this particular property. But at the same time, they were getting rid of scrap. Actually, in our code, it's kind of, as far as the definition of junk, we don't address it. I was just looking at this specifically is
Well,
what you would define as junk.
there's a codes, the property maintenance code has a section about vehicles that are inoperable and unlicensed, and that you can be cited for that. And that's how you pull them into court. The housing judge then will talk to them and tell them that, they need to do these things, and they feel that getting them into the court and speaking to the judge will be a motivating factor. So we can use the property maintenance code. Now, there's also another statutory method of getting rid of junk vehicles that are defined in the statute. It requires, however, the township to pay the cost of getting it towed, getting it stored, and getting it disposed of. So I think, don't let me speak for you, Rick, but I think the easier path and the less expensive path for the township at this point would be to use the property maintenance code in those situations. And if we have to, cite the person into court, have them come in and talk to the judge.
Pretty much it just pertains to vehicles and not stuff.
No, there's all kinds of things that the property maintenance code, oh yeah, there's a whole list of things.
Yeah, can we add in there scrap, non-operable appliances such as washing machines and refrigerators?
I'm not sure it's not already in there.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
what I
so
was just
that's-
reviewing, and specifically, it's not. We've got thumping in there about refrigerators, about the doors being off, but as far as I've got a problem property, another one in New Baltimore in which they're scrappers. They just collect junk and it's all over. And I've gotten complaints, and I'm going through our property maintenance code and I'm citing them under rubbish, and I'm looking at it and I'm not so sure that's going to work. And I wanted to talk to Alan about that. But specifically, as far as somebody coming in having this stuff that they just keep collecting, like for a flea market, that's,
Well, if it's scrapping, then wouldn't that be considered a business? And then that would fall back to zoning then, correct?
well, I don't know, they're collecting.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're scrapping it out.
Yeah, I know, that's the,
Well, I think, when we take a look at the draft of the revised maintenance code, maybe we can address some of those issues. Like I said, there's a whole lot of things that have been added to the ICC since we last adopted it. So I think maybe we ought to address that when we see it.
Anything else? But I mean, we've got a plan that'll work as long as I go through the right procedure. We can get something done. And it's just a matter of the same people do the same thing, and
yeah.
And I will say, this is pretty common in all the townships. Green Township, they have one of their officers go out and site, and each month there's the same people on there. Anywhere from the couch on the front porch to garbage laying on the side yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
Okay, old business. Mission E House,
I have none.
Mr. Doe,
Done.
Mr. Heiss. I got some, but I'm gonna bring it up on the new business, so
The old business, you're gonna bring up the new business.
I think it's more new business than it's old business. Okay. Well, I'll bring up a new
Thanks,
business,
Rick.
then you can yell at me if you think of old business, so. Okay, new business, Mr. E House,
No.
Mr. Doe,
Done.
my turn.
Okay. You got it.
All you children.
Okay, last meeting on slide the 8th, was before our WhatsApp meeting. Normally, our WhatsApp meeting is the first Thursday, on slide the 4th, but that was holiday, so they had it on slide the 11th. On slide 11th, the WhatsApp meeting, first of all, updating on what's going on at Crosby. I said that we may, in our 2020 budget, that we are going to support WestJag up to 50%, 50% up to 65,000. I also told them by 2020 budget we're going to have 3 more full-time firefighter medics, and we also made a motion to start hiring in 2019 3 more full-time firefighter medic. So, and we had a report tonight that we had 8 applications so far. The other thing that we brought up, that was going on for a long time, West Egg at one time had 5 members, and now we're down to 2, which is Whitewater and Crosby Township. And at our last West Egg meeting, their attorney, Bill Teeters, came to the meeting, and he recommended some changes in our bylaws. And so he grew up a draft, a resolution for West Egg to change our bylaw from 2-person on the board of directors to 5. And I think I gave Chris, Jim, and Bob a copy of it. So this is a copy of that. Okay. So basically, with the problem with if you only have 2 people on the board, if one agrees, one disagrees, then the way it would work down, be unbroken would be the attorney for West Egg would from Bill Teeters. And you know, he's normally going to come to the meeting. Since I've been on board for 2.5 years, he only came one time. So that was the last meeting. So basically, he recommended a board of 5 members. We have 1 trustee from Whitewater, 1 trustee from Crosby, and then Whitewater trustee would appoint a resident to serve on that board from Crosby, and then Whitewater board also would appoint a resident to serve on that board. And he recommended a 4-year term. And then the 5th member, who recommend every year, the first year would be 2020, and Whitewater will appoint another person from Whitewater to serve on the board, and that was determined by a turn toss. They got through a turn up, and Whitewater won. And in 2021, Crosby will appoint the 5th trustee, and then Crosby will have 3 in 2021 and 2 in 2020, and Whitewater in 2020 would have 3, and then in 2021 they would have 2. So it will go back and forth every other year. Every year it was changed back and forth. So this is a graph he made up, and basically he want the Crosby Township and Whitewater Township trustees to look at this and see if they have any problem on how this is written up. So what your thought is on it.
Okay.
And they'd like to vote on it by the October meeting, which is the first Thursday in October.
Okay.
So we got this meeting and we got next meeting. Could
So we got
look
say
at
vote
it.
on it
October
the next
meeting?
meeting.
I think Alan, we're gonna let their attorney look at it, let our attorney look at it.
Okay.
Who prepared it?
Bill Dieters, right?
Bill D.
Bill
Was
Teeters.
Harrison, or City Harrison attorney?
Yeah, he also the attorney for West Egg.
He's the attorney for West End.
Yeah. So,
Make a copy for me.
okay.
Just take that one, I'll get
So,
that.
yeah, that hit his sample. He originally gave a little history. He originally said there were 5 members on the trustees, and then 3 of them left, and that was down to the 2. And then at the last meeting, West Egg, I guess I got messy copies, so.
That's okay. Oh, is that
you
another
can
one
give-
too?
Yeah, you can give him your,
I gave mine.
okay. So, So
And
basically,
if
that-
we were to adopt this, when would we have to appoint the,
oh, yeah,
the resident?
yeah, get appointed by, if it passed at the resolution, October meeting, then you have to do it by January 1st.
By where?
Wait,
January 1st?
Yeah, so.
How you gonna do a 4-year term?
Well, that's the thing. I talked to Bill Teeters and I said, I think the board of Crosby, board of Whitewater, if they appoint somebody, that would be in their power. If they do not want him to serve for 4 years, they can replace him. So,
Right.
Well, what I'm getting at, the only person that's gonna be eligible for 4 years is the next guy who gets elected as a trustee.
No, no, no.
well, that,
'Cause me and you might, if we
Oh.
had 2 years left on
No.
our term.
No, I'm talking about the resident.
No, I'm talking about the trustee part.
no, the
Oh.
trustee, when you have your annual meeting, you decide then who you want to serve on the board of
Well, he said
West Jack.
he wanted a 4-year term out of us.
No,
No,
not,
that
not
was for
the
the
trustee.
resident.
Okay, just the regular guy.
That's the one you appoint.
Yeah.
The resident. And like I said, he recommended a 4-year term, but the board, the township board, they have to determine if they want that person to serve for 4 years or 2 years or whatever. And that's why I told Bill Teeter, I said, you know, that 4 years is kind of arbitrary because it's up to the board if they're going to. You probably need somebody to serve more than 1 year because you only meet quarterly, so they can take our understanding unless you appoint somebody who might have been on the board in the past, WestJet. So we have at least one person in Crosby Township. Whitewater we have one person because LaWanda is not going to serve again.
It's
for
gonna be
Whitewater.
hard to find that person to do the 1-year term though.
Yeah,
But
and they got right now that the trustee get paid $20 a meeting. So I'm gonna bring it up in October that maybe we need to increase that amount. So if we appoint somebody, that meeting lasts about an hour and a half. So, so the $20 pay is not very much, and I think I'm gonna recommend that we increase that for the person we appoint.
correct, because they've also got to do a lot of homework.
Yeah, they
if
have
they're-
some
If you're going
homework
to serve on that WestJet board.
Yeah. So that was something I want to bring up in October meeting that we need to maybe pay them more than $20 a meeting.
Correct.
So, and so basically, right now the two trustees, one from each township, that would stay the same, and then every year the township trustee will determine who that person will be on that board as a trustee, and then the other appointee would be serving. Second one, the first one would serve for 4 years, but that again is determined by the trustees of the township. And the fifth member, every year it was changed back and forth from Whitewater to Crosby. So it could be one, like Whitewater might pick somebody for 2020, and then Crosby 2021, and 2022. Whitewater might pick the same person to serve in 2022. I mean, up to the board.
Right.
The same with Crosby.
Okay.
So why don't we let Alan look at it and see what his thought is? And
You have to vote on this at by the October meeting?
Yeah.
This board has to vote on it by October, or the WestJet board?
West Seg meeting, they only got one more meeting this year. They meet quarterly.
Pardon me?
West Seg meet quarterly. The last meeting in 2019 would be October.
Okay.
I was thinking October the 3rd. But they can call a special meeting too. I mean, it's possible. But I think I'd give us almost a month and a half. We got one more meeting, I think September the 9th is the next meeting. Yeah, September the 9th. So we got about 4 weeks. So hopefully Alan and I, and we can think about if we like this or not. I wouldn't give pass a motion that yes, we agree with the graph of the revolution. We would not pass a resolution ourselves. That WestTech would do that.
They want the input from the township trustees.
Right. And not really how it should be. So, any more questions? Nope. Jim? Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, we went up next meeting. I think unless we got any major problem, we'll probably be able to make a motion and pass. And we can amend this. I mean, and then Alan, you know Bill Teeter, something. Yeah, okay. So if you got any questions, you can get with him or whatever. So, when I talked to him this morning, I said that 4 years, you know, that's kind of arbitrary. I mean, because we could appoint that person over and over for 8 years, 12 years, or whatever. So, if WestTech lasts that long, so. Any other question? Okay. Now, I also found out Whitewater Township did not pass in the 2020 tax budget. They did not put anything for WestTech to help support it like we did, up to the 65,000, 50%. So, but they still could do that next year in the temporary appropriation or the permanent appropriation. They still could do it.
Okay.
They could not put it in the 2020 tax budget. So, okay, that's all I have.
Okay.
Somebody else got any questions? Any other concern? Okay.
Just get up to the mic and
If you would, please.
state your name and where you live.
Jim's been out to my house. Here's the problem I got.
State your name and where you live.
Parker Ballou, 9229 New Haven Road. Right here. I got an issue with a neighbor. Jim's been out to my house. You guys have been out to my house many times. I got a varmint problem. I got a neighbor problem. And now I got groundhogs digging holes underneath my foundation. Let me tell you guys something. I've been up here numerous times. I've had Jim at my house. I've had the rest of you guys at my house before, and this is just not working anymore. Now, something's got to be done. Jim says he cuts the grass. We can't do anything. What about the damn trees that were bulldozered down, fell down in the ice storm that we had last winter that nobody's done nothing about? Yeah, he's cutting the grass around all the garbage. Now I got an animal problem, a serious animal problem, and none of you people will help me. Now, what do we need to do here? What do I need to do? Hire a lawyer? What do I need to do? I got half my life tied up in a little log cabin house on New Haven Road, and it's being destroyed by the neighbor. I can't control these animals. They're digging holes underneath my foundation. Nobody will make him clean up the trees. Nobody will make him cut the grass. Nobody will make anybody do any damn thing. I'm getting pretty fed up. Excuse me. But I'm a little overactive here because I just left my house and I got a hole big enough for a damn grizzly bear to get underneath. And I've been fighting this situation for a month now. And I'm not going to get anything done if something isn't done with my next door neighbor. I come up here years ago, numerous times. Oh, well, we'll take care. No, nobody's doing a damn thing. I got a lot of money. I got half my life, like I just said, in this little log cabin house. Do I need to move from here? Do I need to go away? What do I need to do? You guys tell me. You're the big wigs in the neighborhood here. Tell me what to do, because I've had the lick. I'm real pissed off right now.
Well, Parker, I've talked to Rick.
I've got animals out of control in my backyard.
I've talked to him.
Out of control, officer.
trying
I
to
got a
figure out-
little, wait a minute, hold it, I'm not done. You can talk when I'm done. I think I pay you guys' wages. I ain't sure who gets paid here, but I've got a little grandson that plays out in that backyard. I've got waterfalls. I've got garden ponds. I spent a lot of money and a lot of time here keeping my place look nice. Do I just need to turn a 50 Chevrolet over in the front yard? Then how would you like me? Because that's the next step, I promise you. I've been up here numerous times, numerous years. Nothing is getting done. Nothing. Now, this guy lives like an animal. I don't like to live like that. I work hard. I work 15 hours a day. I don't know where to go from here. I don't know where to go. I don't hear nobody saying nothing.
You said you were the one talking.
I'm talking.
Are you done now?
Okay, I want to hear what you guys
Jim
got
was-
to
Jim
Jim,
was
tell
trying to
me
talk to you.
something. Tell me something.
You can ask Rick. I've been trying with Rick. I tell people every day I feel sorry for you because we have, from what our books show, there's nothing in there. And you can ask Rick. I've talked to him, and right now, like, I don't know if you're changing anything in the property maintenance code on that. They're working on that. I mean, I swear, Parker, I've been trying to figure out a way.
I believe you,
to
Jim. I
help.
believe you have.
And I've been talking to other people. I tell people I feel sorry for what you got to live. I talked to Gene next door on the other side.
Right. I know Gene very well.
Yeah, and I've talked to Gene, and I'm trying to figure out what we can.
What
I
can
read
we
the
do?
book. I
Can
read
we
the
do
book.
anything?
There's nothing that says anything about the animals. I don't think. Does it, Rick, or do you know?
Our property maintenance code does not address animals. It does not address trees. It does not address grass.
What does it address about cleanup? Just clean it. He didn't clean nothing up. We had this ice storm.
Clean up of what? What's your definition of what he did clean up?
You know what? All the trees, and he's seen it.
Look, my daughter lives across the street from the place.
Okay.
I know the problem over there.
Oh,
But my hands are tied to a certain extent. We cannot go over there and say, cut the trees down, get rid of the bushes, this and that. We can't
I
do
can
that.
understand that, but what about now? I got an animal problem.
You don't, the animal problem, you're gonna have to handle yourself. If you
Oh, I'll handle it.
here, that's, the township does not address those problems. I wish we could, but we don't. We can't cover, we
So
don't
my
cover-
property value is going down like a snowball headed for hell because this guy lives like an animal. I'm not even sure he's up to code as far as, well, wait a minute now, I'll take that back. A few years back, 2 or 3 years ago, there was a deal with the septic service. And I seen them over there pumping, and I know for a fact, I've been there 32 or 3 years, that that's all that had been done with that septic service. I pay a $40-something, I think, if I'm not right or wrong, where they come out and inspect it, and I make sure my stuff is right. This guy ain't done nothing for years.
And
That goes back to the health department. We all have septic tanks, we know what you go through, at 45 hours.
I don't care about that. I do not care about that.
But that's the health department.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, Parker, I tell people all the time, I feel so sorry for you because if you ever been to Parker's house, there ain't a blade of grass that's longer than another one.
Well, it is now. The weeds are growing.
And his place is perfect and spotless, and he lives next to one of the worst places in our township, right next door.
Who do I go see?
Figure out what we can do about it. I've talked to Brian Peak about it. He's pulled in there. Have you ever seen what's he called now? EPA.
Brian deals with
Garbage. Yeah.
trees,
Yeah, he deals with, he said, I can't do that. There's no garbage there. It's trees and limbs laying down that's fell down, in the ice storm that's still laid down.
Cost me
The gutters are falling off
$600.
the house. The deck's falling off the house. And
It's done fell off.
yeah. And
That's where the groundhogs and the animals
I
and,
was over there, groundhogs are running around, but there's nothing on what,
I do not know what the backyard looks like.
then come back to my driveway like I told Jim and look.
Well, I have no way to do it. If you've got, I know what's in the front of the house, okay? What's in the back, I don't know.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah,
You can go on my property and stand there and look, like Jim did. I've known Jim a long time, a long, long time. I'm just upset, you know.
I'll go with you tonight if you want.
I'll be home in a few minutes. I just got off of work, you know, and I get home and I got a big groundhog. Guys, I'm just fed up. I don't know where to go and what to
I could
do.
understand you, I'd be the same way you are if I lived there. I mean, I understand you. What can we do? I don't know. I mean, I've talked to Rich.
If you guys tell me what to do, believe me, I'll do whatever it takes
Yeah,
to do whatever I gotta do.
and I've been trying since I went up there to met you.
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how way we can do it, and then by our codes, we can.
I mean, if I take this guy to court with the Board of Health, I mean, is that gonna, you know, it's gonna cost me a couple $1,000s for an attorney? I mean, is that gonna work, or is it not gonna work? Is they're just gonna blow me off and say, ain't nothing we can do, you know?
Well, the Board of Health, if you want to, you make a complaint to the Board of Health, they'll come out and take a look and see if it's a legitimate
Okay.
complaint. That's how it
That's the next step then.
If the deck's falling down, I'm gonna take a look, that goes,
There is, yeah, but what you don't understand, it's like, sir, you don't understand. All you're gonna see is trees. The deck has been gone for 10 years. It fell completely off. The gutters are upside down on the house. I mean, there's trees growing up through the soffits. And it's out of control. This is
time of
out
year, you
of
can't see
control.
much.
well,
Can't-
if
so-
you don't mind, I'll go over there tonight, I'll go take a look at it.
I would appreciate that very much.
Jim's addressed this with me, you know, a number of times.
He told me he was going to, but it seems like, I know there's probably not a whole lot you guys can do, but somebody can do something, I think.
Can you trap the animals?
I can shoot them if that officer tells me I'm allowed to do
no.
that.
Can you trap them?
Let's go with raccoons, all right? I just got.
I got raccoons, I got skunks.
You can trap the raccoons, and you
It's
can
next to it.
get rid of them.
I done talked to the park board about that.
That's,
Done been there.
not the park
His
board, I mean,
backyard is a park.
you can do that.
Yeah.
You got
They're
raccoons
always gonna be
also.
there.
But here's the problem I got, I can't stand there all day long. I'm too busy trying to pay for everything. And watch for these things, you know, I'm not the great white hunter of New Haven, I just,
Well, it's either you trap them.
The sheriff did say you could shoot on your own property, didn't he? The sheriff said you could
okay.
shoot on your own
So there's
on your own
nothing we can do
property.
about this guy, nothing.
Well, he's gonna come up there, he's gonna come up there and look and see what you figure out, what we can do.
Well, if it's in the
I mean,
groundhog,
there's no
it
sense looking
stayed
for
in
the
the
deck.
yard.
The deck's been gone for 10 years. The trees grew up to it. You just gotta come and look.
It's a
I would
mess.
appreciate if you just come across the street and look at it.
Where's the location?
I'm really upset about this, guys. It's tearing my stuff up.
New Haven Road, there's 2 log cabins and this house is in between them, on the left going up.
Can I do that?
You can do it anytime, if I'm there or not. I'll be there.
All right,
If I'm not there, please feel free. I told Jim the same one thing.
I'll come over tonight after I get done here, or drive over.
All right, guys, see you later.
Thanks.
I thank for coming. Well, you gonna go tonight? Are you gonna go tonight or not? Okay. So I don't know if,
Want to go with you?
I could, so. Maybe he's, somebody's in the sheriff's department. So,
I can see why it's upset.
If you've seen his place, you can see why his place is immaculate and it's an absolute mess next to him. The other guy's the same way.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to believe that somebody lives like that. I've never seen anybody there. I've never seen anybody go out the driveway, never seen anybody come out the driveway on the one he cuts his grass. When he used to not cut his grass, that's what we got him on the last time was the grass. Now he waits till it's about a foot tall, then he cuts it right before we're gonna send him a letter.
I'll go over there tonight and
But
do what I can.
I wouldn't wanna live there by him. But, yeah, go to executive session too.
Maybe the cemetery people can go take care of his yard for him. They know the use of Roundup.
yeah, but since we're on track, we kind of update our maintenance codes. It'd be a good time, maybe we can look out and Alan, he can tell you the problem, and I don't know, maybe we can put something in our codes. I don't know. So, okay.
We have to be able to do something about the situation he's in. Because it's not right for a guy to have his house falling down and not be able to do nothing. You know what I mean?
Maybe there's something that,
You know, the other thing, the township has had a nuisance ordinance for quite some time, a long time. Now, I haven't looked at it recently, but, you know, you've got the property maintenance code, you've got the nuisance ordinance that was passed years ago. You've got the county probably has jurisdiction over some of these claims too. So I think, you know, you've got the tools. It's just a matter of which is the best one to apply.
I've looked at our stuff and that Rick has given me, and I haven't found anything you know, it says no trees and it don't count trees and shrubs, and that's basically what it is. It's just overgrown.
And you're never gonna do anything about critters, okay? His yard backs up to the park. Right?
Well, there's a house in
Well,
front, but yeah, it's
either
by the park,
way.
yeah. But, you know, I have groundhogs, I have stuff come up in my house once in a while here and there, but
I got
raccoons?
everything in my yard. I mean, it's like, well, do I complain about it? I've got groundhogs, raccoons,
squirrel.
moles, deer, a whole herd of deer, you know, I mean,
don't think that's
possums.
basically what he's complaining. The problem is he's
It's just-
complaining is
The neighbors.
you gotta see his place.
I know, but
It's awful. Yeah, I understand it. Nobody's ever gonna give him for his house what it's worth to live there.
right.
You know?
I understand that too.
Okay. Okay.
To executive session. We gotta go to executive session
Okay. You,
for the.
Make 'em-
okay. You want to make a motion to go to executive session? First, any other session first? Okay.
Who's making the motion?
I am
Yeah.
And topic is,
purchase of property.
okay.
Property purchase.
Okay. I second it.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Roll call.
Mr. Dole,
Yes.
Mr. Niehaus,
Yes.
Mr. Heiss.
Yes. And I thank everybody for coming. Our next regular meeting is September the 9th at 7 p.m.